Hello. Once again, I want to welcome you to our Computer Network Basics for Beginners. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is a training for absolute beginners who are into networking. Some people who are network administrators, some people who are cafe managers, some people who want to study cybersecurity, different people who want to study different things relating to computer networks. So we are taking this course very slow and steady. At the same time, we are bringing it to the understanding of an absolute beginner. So today we'll be looking at Module 3, wireless network and mobile networks. We'll be looking at the concept of a wireless network and the concept of a mobile network. That's a network on your phone or something like that. How do they all work together in the concept of a network? So if you are new to the channel, subscribe and click like. Also click the notification bell so that each time we drop a new chapter or a new module, you will get notified. So let's go right into it. So today we'll be focusing on wireless network and device connectivity. Okay, wireless network and device connectivity. All right, so when we say wireless network, remember in our previous class, we talked about the elements or the components that form a network. And we said you need to have an end device. And we saw what those end devices are. Could be your mobile phone, could be your desktop, it could be your laptop, it could be your server, it could be your camera in your house, it could be your IoT devices, it could be anything that generates data. Okay, those are your end devices. Then you also need what they call a network medium. That is a channel that helps to connect those end devices. And we said we have different types. We have the copper medium. That one uses electrical signals to convey data. Then you have the optical medium. That one uses pulses of light. Usually we call them fiber optics. Okay, they use pulses of light to convey medium. And then you have the electromagnetic, the wireless medium. The wireless medium that uses electromagnetic waves to convey data. So that's the one that we're focusing on, the wireless medium. All right. Now, in addition to the GSM 4G, 5G transmitters and receivers that we all know, smartphones make connection in a variety of ways. Example of a smartphone is my Android phone, Android device, or maybe your laptop or your iPad or whatever it is that you're going to use. It uses satellite in GPS. It uses satellite to transmit that cover the globe. The smartphone can receive these signals and calculate the phone's location to an accuracy within 10 meters. When you say GPS, global positioning system, basically it is it's a system that connects your phone to a satellite in the orbit, and then it actually points where you are. Okay, it points where you are. Then you have what they call the Wi-Fi. Just a minute. You have what they call the Wi-Fi. Just a minute, please. Let me. Okay, we were talking about Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi transmitters and receivers located within the smartphone enable the phone to connect to local network and the internet. So the phone needs to be within the range of the signal from the Wi-Fi or wireless access point to receive and send data on Wi-Fi network. Wi-Fi networks are usually privately owned, but often provide guest or public access hotspot. So Wi-Fi network connections on phones are like connection on a laptop computer. What are we talking about? Wi-Fi means wireless fidelity. And it's a wireless technology that from your phone, you can open what they call hotspot. Okay? If you open what they call hotspot, it generates the Wi-Fi hotspot for people to connect. Or you yourself, you can open the wireless connection of your phone and try to connect to somebody's Wi-Fi. Okay? But generally, the concept is that your phone will have the receiver, okay, or will have the transmitter if you have a hotspot per se, okay? So that is how it basically works. Then you have Bluetooth. Bluetooth, you see, Wi-Fi connects one to many devices, but Bluetooth connects one-to-one connection. Okay, now in Wi-Fi, you need an access point. An access point is like a radio that you will use to do this connection. In this particular training, we're going to configure a Wi-Fi access point. We're going to do that as some practical and things like that. So, but in a Bluetooth, it's a one-on-one, which means the two systems must connect together. It is a low-power, short-range wireless technology that is intended to replace wired connectivity for accessories such as speakers, headphones, and microphones. Okay, you know, when you have Bluetooth speakers at home, or you have from your car, you want to connect to your phone, you use Bluetooth. So you see, it's like a short range one-to-one, usually 10 meters or something like that. So because Bluetooth technology can be used to transmit both data and voice, it can be used to create small local network. It is a wireless technology that allows multiple devices to communicate over short distances. That's the key element. You communicate over short distances. Then we have what they call the NFC, near field connection. Okay. Now, the NFC is a wireless connection technology that enables data to be exchanged by devices that are in very, very close proximity to each other, usually less than a few centimeters. So in some cases, you will just need to put the devices side by side. You understand? You know, you just put the devices side by side like this, and then you can now do the transmission. All right. It uses electromagnetic field to do the transmission. All right. Now, let's look at mobile device connectivity. With mobile devices becoming more powerful, many tasks that needed to be performed on large computers connected on physical network can now be completed using mobile devices on wireless networks. Almost all mobile devices can connect to Wi-Fi networks. It is advisable to connect to Wi-Fi networks when possible, because data used over Wi-Fi does not contain against the cellular data plan. When you say cellular data plan, is for instance, you have your SIM card, maybe MTN, Glo, Airtel, 9Mobile, or whatever telecom you're using. When you buy data, it sits on your SIM card. So that's like that's your data usage that we're talking about. But the Wi-Fi, it's your connection to another hotspot. Okay, so it doesn't use your own data, it uses another hotspot, unless maybe another person generates his own hotspot from his data on his phone. But you connect to Wi-Fi, usually it's much better. Okay, so Wi-Fi radios use less power than cellular radios. What is the difference between cellular radios and Wi-Fi radios? Cellular radios are the ones on this mast, this tower. You see all these telecoms, they build this tower and they put these radios that are there. Okay, so on those radios, they have what we call transmitters. Those transmitters. So if you go to that tower, you see something, this is like the tower, and then you see them putting transmitters or something, and these transmitters broadcast. Then your phone will have a receiver. So your phone will have a receiver. Your phone will now connect to this transmission. That is how it does. So we are saying that Wi-Fi radios, usually Wi-Fi radios are like access points. You see them small like this, access point, and you can connect them in the house, you can connect them on the road, you can connect them in the school, in the shop, anywhere that you want to just give Wi-Fi access. All right, so they consume less power than the other ones. So it's important to use security when connecting to Wi-Fi networks. This precaution should be taken to protect Wi-Fi communication on mobile devices, okay? On mobile devices. Never send login or password information using unencrypted text, which means never send passwords using plain text. There's an encryption, there's a way you can encrypt it. We're going to talk about it, okay? Use VPN connection when possible if you are sending sensitive data. Way into this course, remember, we are starting from absolute beginners, and then we will go into intermediary and possibly advanced level, okay? Enable security on the home network, and then use WPA2 or higher encryption for security. So when we come to configure the access point, you're going to see different encryption standards. So if you have a phone, you want to connect to Wi-Fi settings, the two most popular operating systems are the Android and the Apple. So each operating system have the settings that will help you configure your own device to connect to Wi-Fi networks. So if you are using an Android settings, if you just go to your settings, then you go to Wi-Fi, turn on the Wi-Fi. If you turn it on, it will bring out a list of access points for you to connect to. All right. And the signal that you see here tells you how close or how far you are from that particular device. Now, remember, if you are not using it, turn it off. It is the same thing with your Bluetooth. If you are not using it, turn it off. Okay. So once you see it, the list of the devices, the Wi-Fi, don't connect to the one that you are not sure of. Only connect to the one that you know you need. Don't go and connect to the one that you don't know, because sometimes people can set up traps and they say free Wi-Fi and somebody will just want to just go and connect. It's wrong. Then if you're using iOS Wi-Fi switch, okay, you go to settings and then you go to Wi-Fi, then you turn it on here, and then you see it here, then you select it. So to connect an Android or iOS device when it is within range of a Wi-Fi network, turn the Wi-Fi, and the device then searches for all available Wi-Fi and displays them on the list. Touch a Wi-Fi network in the list to connect. Enter the password if needed. When the mobile device is out of range of the network, it attempts to connect to another one within range. If no Wi-Fi networks are in range, the mobile device connects to the cellular data network. So when Wi-Fi is on, it will automatically connect to any Wi-Fi network that has connected to it previously. Okay, that's why we're saying you only connect to the ones that you are sure of. If you see a wireless network that you don't know the owner and it is not trusted, don't connect to it. Okay, if the network is new, the mobile device either displays a list of available networks that can be used or asks if you should connect to it. So if your mobile device does not support to connect a Wi-Fi network, the SSID broadcast may be turned off. When you say SSID, what it means is just a service set identifier. What is this service set identifier? Is the name. is the name of your hotspot when you have your hotspot on your phone, or the name of the wireless device you configured. So what name is it going to be displaying out there? That's what they call SSID. So if the SSID is turned off, then the device may not be connecting automatically. But if the SSID is turned on, it will be connected automatically. So you can manually configure the Wi-Fi settings on your mobile device. Remember that the SSID and passphrase must be typed exactly as entered in the wireless router. What is this passphrase? Passphrase is a password. It's a type of password that you use in order to connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay, so SSID is the name to the wireless network. Passphrase is what we normally use as the wireless password. So this is, for instance, this is the access points. All right. This is a server. This is a laptop. Now, this laptop wants to connect to this server. That is basically what it wants to do. But for it to connect to the server, it needs to connect to the network. Why? Because the server has a connection to the network. So this access point now has been configured with a key. So if this laptop wants to connect to this access point, it needs the key. If the key is not correct, the passphrase is not correct, then there's a problem. So here the laptop says, I sent you a key. Why can't I connect? Then the access point will respond, sorry, that is not the correct key. So I am not going to allow you to connect. So you have to enter the right passphrase. So once you are able to connect, then this guy will be able to now talk to this server. So the access point or the radio here is the guy that serves as a middleman, a gateway, in order to be able to reach to that guy. So configure mobile Wi-Fi connectivity continuation. To connect to a Wi-Fi network manually on your Android device, follow the steps. Step 1, go to settings, and then you click add network. That means you want to set it up manually, okay? Add network. When you go to add network, step 2, enter the network SSID, which is like service identifier, or maybe the name of the network you want to use. All right, number 3, touch security and select the security type. All right. So most of the times you will find what they call WPA2. All right. So you connect to that one. Then touch password and enter the password. Then you save. All right. Bam. You have set up your Wi-Fi. Very, very, very simple and straightforward. To connect to Wi-Fi manually on an iOS device, follow this similar step. Go to settings, go to Wi-Fi and select order. Enter your SSID, then touch security and select your security, then touch order, enter the password, then click join. All right. So depending on your own device or your mobile device, you select the one that fits in. Cellular data plans are offered by most cell phone carriers, but the bandwidth limitations are there. Okay, the bandwidth limitations and charges for the usage vary widely by carrier, right? So they vary widely and by plan within carrier. So many mobile device users only use their cellular data plans when Wi-Fi services is not available. Okay, so which means you can turn on your mobile data. You can enable it. You can turn it on, as you can see here. Or if you're using an iOS Apple system, you can turn it on this way. So every device has its own way of turning it on. But most important thing, you can turn on your data if you want to use it, if you don't want to use the Wi-Fi. Mobile devices are programmed to use Wi-Fi networks for internet. If one is available and the device can connect to the access point and receive IP addresses. If no Wi-Fi networks is available, the device uses the cellular data capability if it is configured. So most of the time, transactions from one network to another are not obvious to the user. Okay, so that is the concept we have there. Finally, let's look at Bluetooth. We have seen Wi-Fi, and the concept of Wi-Fi is very simple. You set up your SSID or you connect to a known SSID, after which then you now browse. Okay, but for the data, for the cellular data, you just turn on your data and you are good. For Bluetooth, Bluetooth technologies provide a simple way for mobile devices to connect to each other and to wireless accessories. Bluetooth is wireless, automatic, and uses very little power, which helps conserve battery. Up to 8 Bluetooth devices can be connected at any one time. Up to 8. Wow. These are some examples. You can do what they call hands-free handset. A small earpiece, you put within your ear, for making and receiving calls. All right. So you can do that so that you don't need to be holding your hand. So it's called hands-free. You don't need to carry your phone with your hand. Okay. So you just put it in your ear and that's it. Then keyboard or mouse, you can have wireless mouse, you can have wireless mouse, and then you can have wireless keyboards. You can have stereo control, that is maybe in your house or in your car. You want to play music in your car, you can use stereo control, it uses Bluetooth. Then you can have car speaker phone, all right? A device that contains speaker and a microphone can be used for making and receiving calls. That is for car speaker phone, Bluetooth. Then you have what they call tethering. A mobile device can connect to another mobile device or computer to share network connection. Tethering can also be performed with a Wi-Fi connection or a cable connection such as USB. Then you have mobile speaker. Portable speakers can connect to mobile device to provide high quality audio without stereo system. We're just saying all these devices are available for you to connect to Bluetooth, So Bluetooth pairing occurs when two Bluetooth devices establish a connection to share resources. For the device to pair, Bluetooth radios are turned on, and one device begins searching for the other. Other devices must set to discoverable, which means they must be visible so that they can be detected. So when a Bluetooth device is in discoverable mode, it transmits the following information. It will transmit the name, all right, the Bluetooth class, the service that you can use, and then even the technical specification. So during the pairing process, a PIN number may be requested for you to authenticate. So I want to connect this my phone with another device. So, and I'm using Bluetooth, so it will generate a particular number for me to connect to verify and authenticate. So the PIN is stored using pairing services. So it does not have to be entered every time you connect to it. All right. So these are the steps when you're connecting to the Bluetooth. All right, you follow the instructions for your device to place it in discoverable mode. Remember, discoverable mode is when you open your Bluetooth and make sure that it is broadcasting. Other devices can see the name. 2, you check the instructions for what your device to find the connection pin. 3, you select settings, wireless and network. Okay. 4, touch Bluetooth to turn it on. 5, touch the Bluetooth tab. 6, scan for devices. 7, touch the discover device to select it. 8, type the PIN number to authenticate and verify. 9, touch the device name again to connect to it. Remember, the mobile device operating systems are updated frequently. So always refer to the documentation of your manufacturer for your specific model device or the latest reference. Okay. So to pair Bluetooth device with an iOS device, these are the steps. Just follow the instructions, like we said, to make it discoverable. 2, check the instructions for the device to find the connection pin. 3, you select settings and you go to Bluetooth. 4, you touch the Bluetooth to turn it on. 5, you touch the discoverable device to select it, and then you type the pin. So now that you have reviewed the steps to configure and verify your Wi-Fi or cellular or Bluetooth access, we explore settings of your own. So if you have your Bluetooth or you have your device, you are free to exploit. This is the little tip that we have for wireless and mobile networks on Module 3. Okay. If this was a bit informative, you can click like, subscribe, and then click the notification bell. I'll be sending the next module, which is Module 4, very, very soon. So look forward to seeing you. All right. So for next class, we'll be looking at Module 4. Very interesting topic you should not miss. How to build a small home network. You want to set up a small network in your house or in your office? We're going to look at that topic tomorrow, next class. So see you next time. Thank you and have a very good day ahead. See you.